Hello, everyone, and Neon Crypto. This is a very important breaking point. After we watching very closely all the Biden disaster plan, uh, a disastrous energy crisis, running away inflations, global shortage, the next 2 years will be very hard for all American people. And this is serious. The President Biden has driven the car into the ditch. Now you're gonna see it. Americans are taking the brunt of it. Real wages are dropping. Prices are exploding all around us. And the booming stock market is long gone. It is not surprise that Biden's approval ratings are dropping almost as fast as many of the tech stocks that once dominated the Nasdaq. It's very important you understand this. In the coming month, you will see even more shortage. Prices will rise even faster and global economy chaos will reign. We're going to be confronting now not only inflation, we're going to confronting stagflations or probably a big technical recessions. And there is no getting past it. This is going to be a tough time for many Americans living in this time. The money you've worked and saved for over so many years is going to be eaten away by inflations. Many businesses will go under and the stock market will get beat up. Of course, certain stocks will completely collapse as a result, running unprepared investors. So many things happening, and you have to be aware of that. If you are not ready, they're gonna take your money, your wealth, and anything you just saving. The first stage in these destructions of America energy independence, running Americans' newfound energy independence started the very day Biden was inaugurated. It is important to remember that in January 2021, just before he took office, for the first time in 50 years, America was producing more oil than it was consuming. Our energy industry was so strong that we imported not net oil from Saudi Arabia and the rest of the OPEC. None. America was actually producing more oil and gas than the Russians and the Middle East combined. And that's the things. In one day, Biden destroyed America's energy independence. On his first day in office, Biden canceled the Keystone XL pipeline. And then he halted all leases and permits for oil and gas productions in federal lands. He slammed the brakes on drilling in our most oil-rich states, like Alaska and Texas. He set out to crank up the royalty rates, bonding rates, and other fees, making much more expensive for American drillers. And this is serious because in the American eyes, are the ones paying the prices is American people. Energy costs are skyrocketing across America. Energy prices are rising at the fastest pace in history. And this is serious. People believe I'm joking. This is not joking. This is a reality. Instead of unleashing America's energy industry, Biden is turning to a dictator and despot. He don't care for nothing. Even now, instead of unleashing the full strength of American energy industry, Biden is turning to the dictators and despots. Begin then to pump more oil, like Venezuela and Saudi Arabia. That's ridiculous. And unfortunately, we're going to see more than this and this and this every day. Biden's anti-energy policy are causing destructions across the economy. And that increase in cost for trucking and ocean freight over the last year were the highest on record. Filling a semi-truck's gas tank now costs over $1,000. This means higher prices for package deliveries by Amazon It means higher cost of cheapened goods like a lumber and steel for constructions. It means giving retailers no choice but to jack up the prices on clothing and electronics goods that come from across the globe. And consumers are seeing it in their own lives as well. Heating bills are going up by over 50%. Gasoline is going up close to 75% in 1 year. And this is not all. A lot of billionaires, they are starting to take money out of the United States of America because they say, and they seeing what's going on. We're going to have a worse financial crisis than the 2008. It's going to be a global recession. And this thing is going to create more problems for all of us. And American energy company, they losing money like in no days of tomorrow. That's the reason I tell you, it's very important you understand how to protect your wealth, your saving dollars, and how you can take your portfolio in the right way to make more money. You don't have to be smart to understand the gold is going to be increased, the Bitcoins and the cryptos, they're going to have a lot of problems because everybody's going to be against it. And number three, the stocks exchange all over combined, they're going to plumb close to 20 or 25%. And that's going to continue during these 2 years. Why? That's because the inflation is already took over. Even the Fed monetary policy to increase interest against to our sovereign bonds, they're not going to be enough to solve the problem of the inflation being created for us. Now, I'm going to tell you, the second stage for Biden disaster is running away for the inflations. And no choice but to raise interest rate is going to create more problems. Every American who's been to the grocery store recently or tried to buy a car or a house or, as we discussed, a tank of gas has been shocked at the new prices. The cost of living is skyrocketing in our country. Used car prices balloon 45% in a year. Gas prices went from $2.10 the day Biden was inaugurated. A little over a year later, the average was $425, an increase of 78%. It's happened with the food too. Meat products like bacons and beef are up as much as 25%. Chicken wings cost 45% more than a year ago. And this doesn't stop, continue. And I'm going to tell you, the third cause or because of this problem is the pandemic response. With the COVID, instead of weighing the costs and benefits of economic shutdowns, governments instead set about perhaps the greatest and most costly social experiment of all time. We shut down businesses. We sent people home from work. We kept our kids out of school, and this has had a profound effect on our society. For one, we had months of lost productivity in all the business and industry. This has resulted in fewer products being brought to the market, and that means less supplies. But beyond that, we also significantly reduce the workforce. Employers are offering more jobs than at almost any time in history, but guess what? They can't find any workers, right? Because the government was supporting, incentivize people to stay home. Millions have been conditioned to stay at home and live off of government money. That's serious, my friend. And you're going to see more and more and more because they don't have enough solution in the fast way and the near month is coming. Because of that, I'm going to give it to you a good advice. Keep listening this podcast and those audios I made for you. And I'm going to give you a very understand about the money flows into the market. Stocks tend to go down or tend to go up. Also, what means running away inflation is forcing the Feds to raise rates much faster than expected. And this is going to slam the brakes on business across the country and again hurt many stocks. And I'm going to tell you why you have to do. First thing I suggest is that people be very careful with real estate investment like REITs right now. Rising rates are going to hurt those businesses, especially if they are highly leveraged. I also suggest people watch out for companies that aren't profitable. Companies that don't turn a profit require cheap capital to continue growing. If it's not available, the whole thing could come to a grinding halt. However, there is one investment that I believe is perfect for a rising interest rate environment. It's talking about chip technology, blockchain technology, and how the cryptos currency is coming back. I'm gonna share all this information to you in the next video or in the next audio I'm gonna prepare for you. The best way to profit from rising interest rate environment, how to do it. For many years, mainstream businesses have depend on borrowing money from the government to survive. But now the Fed has no choice but to turn off the spigot. That cheap money will no longer be flowing. And because of that, you need to be ready for whatever is coming. I see you in another video and another audio. And I'm going to tell you how to focus in the real American way to make money. Thank you for listening. And I see you in another video or audio. Eon Crypto to help you. Keep it up. And I see you soon. Thank you for that.